We're not only up here for our good looks. We anticipate that you are going to use your robust voices and sing along with us. The music moves very quickly, and so you got to keep up. But then there's portions where it slows way down. So we're going to move through this together. We're going to enjoy our time. So sit back and relax as we sing some songs and as we hear a message.
Come listen to the radio station where the mighty hosts of the heavens sing. Turn your radio on, turn your radio on, turn your radio on, turn your radio on. You want to hear the songs of Zion come from the land of the endless spring. Get in touch with God, get in touch with God. stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Turn your radio on and listen to music in the air. Turn your radio on, heaven's already shared. Turn the lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. In touch with God. Turn your radio on, turn your radio on, and listen to music in the air. Turn your radio on, heaven's already shared. Turn the lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Let's take a trip back in time. You younger folks, use your imaginations. Back to a time when the whole family gathered around the radio to listen to Fibber McGee and Molly, Abbott and Costello, the Grand Ole Opry. Shut your eyes and remember those times.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to KCGC Radio, where we discuss things in life that matter to us. In tonight's program, you're going to meet Joe Smith. Mr. Smith is a good church-going man. He's respected in his community and looked up to by his peers. We're going to listen as Mr. Smith recites a prayer very familiar to himself and to many. However, for his prayer time tonight, he will have 5 visitors to help him and you, the listener, consider our faith in terms of its importance and its place in our lives as we approach the Easter celebration. Are they his imagination, or are they messengers from God? You be the judge in the Easter cantata.
Mouthwash done, teeth brushed. Boy, I sure hate it when Agnes works late at nights and I gotta be home alone. I've got a big day tomorrow. Wait a minute, did I let Sparky in? Yeah, he's in. Now to bed. Oh, wait a minute, I need to say my prayers. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed? Who are you talking to?
Who am I talking to? Who are you? Where are you?
I asked you first.
Well, if you must know, I'm saying a prayer to God. Anything wrong with that?
Why, God, what about him?
Well, it's the Lord's Prayer. That's what I always say before I go to bed. Anything wrong?
It depends.
Depends. Depends on what?
On your sincerity. You're going to have a hard time convincing me that you hallow his name based on what I heard yesterday. Do you even know what hallow means?
Well, I believe that...
I'm going to instruct you.
Oh, great.
Hallow means to set apart for holy use and to respect greatly.
Now listen, it's not that big of a deal. I was simply frustrated. It slipped out. After all, I didn't really mean what I said anyway.
Do you make it a habit not saying what you mean?
Hey, you would have said the same thing. if your favorite team blew a big lead in the last 10 seconds of the big game.
Oh, did I just hear you say that?
Hey, look, I'm not nearly as bad as some of my friends.
The comparison game. I'm not as bad as everyone else. Remind me how that is helpful.
Hey, at least I pray the prayer.
That's part of your problem. Maybe you should think about the prayer before you say the words. For example, how do you know he is your father?
Who's my father?
Your Father in heaven, the one that you're praying to. Good grief.
Oh, you know, you're worse than my wife. She always goes around interrupting me when I try to do my prayer.
Smart woman. She's got the courage to confront you.
Can I please move on?
Okay, here comes another good strategy. Avoidance. The problem is that it doesn't get to the root of the issue. Kind of like pulling out those dandelion weeds when the ground is dry. A couple days later, the same old dandelion weed is growing again because guess what? You didn't get the roots.
Fine, fine, fine. So you found a minor character flaw. Hey, I don't like being confronted on this kind of stuff. Leave me alone.
A character flaw? We're going to get to those later. I'm only here to help you understand the importance of your words. You say you pray to your Father who is in heaven, and his name is hallowed in your life. I'm having a difficult time picturing that.
At least I don't go around like everybody else these days, go and say, oh my God to this and oh my God to that. What else do you want from me?
Tell me how he's your father.
Well, he's not really my father. I guess you could say he's the big man upstairs or something like that.
Well then, why do you use the word father if he is really your father? Why don't you say big man upstairs who art in heaven?
Well, because it's the way I've always said it. I think when I was out of diapers, knee-high to a grasshopper, that's the way I've always said this prayer.
Do you enjoy repeating words that aren't true or accurate?
I wouldn't say they're not true.
What would you call it?
I would say, never mind, don't make this so stinking difficult.
You're the one who's making it stinking difficult. You can't even tell me who your own father is.
Look, it's just words. It's no big deal.
Exactly. Now we're getting somewhere. You just admitted to using his name in vain. There's a commandment against that. Ta-da!
Man, talk about making mountains out of molehills. You're making a big thing out of nothing.
Nothing. The creator of the universe, the creator of your soul, the maker of heaven and earth, the one who died for you, and you say nothing?
Hey, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, you sure use a lot of words that have no meaning.
Look, can I just please move on? At this rate, it's going to be midnight before I finish this prayer.
Well, maybe by then you'll figure out who your father is. But do as you wish. Move on.
Thank you. No, where was I? Might as well just start all over again. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
I was always taught that once you discovered you're in a hole, you should throw away the shovel.
Oh, great, another one. How can I be so lucky tonight?
It's your lucky day, buddy. You really do have a problem using words that you don't mean, don't you?
What is it I'm not understanding now?
Well, you are asking the will of your Father to be done in your life, and you don't even know who he is.
What difference does it make anyway? You know he's going to do what he wants anyway.
For not knowing who he is, you seem to know an awful lot about him. Hey, give me an example of what you mean.
Okay. Oh yeah, this one time I job.
One time.
I asked him to give me a little bit of a pay raise and an advancement. No big deal, right? Now, is it such a big deal for the God of the universe to grant such a small request?
Sure, of course he can, because he is God of the universe. But you just prayed for his will to be done.
Well, what good does it do to pray for something if your prayers aren't going to be answered anyway?
Aren't you pulling the plug a little early on that one, mister?
Oh, the plug. What are you talking about, Curly?
How can you be so sure that he will not answer your prayers at a later time?
Well, maybe my motives were a little selfish with that one. But I've got another example for you.
Okay.
And this is a good one. I prayed that my little niece would be healed from cancer. Well, she died. How can a loving God who is all-powerful be so cruel as not to answer that prayer? It's a good prayer, asking for an innocent 8-year-old little girl to be healed. Now, you're going to tell me that was his will?
You're right, it was a good prayer. But what I need to tell you, I don't believe you're ready to hear right now.
No, go ahead. Hit me with your best shot. I'm ready.
Okay, well, I'm not Pat Benatar, but I am going to hit you with my best shot. Prayer is not meant to be an avenue in which God only grants our wish list. Rather, it is meant to be an avenue in which God changes our hearts.
Well, I'm not quite convinced. That does very little to answer my question.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let me try it this way. We have many questions that remain unanswered, and there have been many a saint who have prayed for physical healing. Sometimes that prayer is answered with healing, and sometimes it's not. But the truth is, God can always be trusted because he loves you. But we'll talk about that later.
No. None of this later business. I prefer right now. Bring it on.
Okay, all right. Make sure you're ready. There is a moment in time when God's Son, Jesus Christ, agonized over the reality of dying. That's when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane.
I remember something about that.
I thought you would. It wasn't because he feared death. It was because he knew that he would take on himself the sin of the entire human race, and it would be squarely on himself. He would face the weight of that sin. And this is what he prayed. My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. He was willing to die because of his great love for humanity. And he was willing to let go of his will to do the Father's will. And it was because he trusted his Father.
Yeah, but isn't it true that Jesus was perfect? Of course, being perfect, he'd choose the right way.
Well, naturally, yes, he is perfect. But he was also a human being. He experienced hurt, disappointment, hunger, thirst, temptations to being selfish. But he let go of his own will and he held on to the Father's will.
So let me make sure I get this right. So what you're telling me is I better get used to being disappointed and hurt? Well, sister, I've certainly had a lot of that in my life.
Well, our emotions can't be denied. We feel those things. But the question remains, what will we do with those emotions? Will we hang on to them as ammunition until the next disappointment hits us? Or do we learn from the Master and give those hurts and those disappointments to our Heavenly Father?
I still don't know. It sure seems a bit one-sided. You're telling me I have to give up my own will?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Fat chance of that happening. I'm American. I have my rights, you know.
Yeah, right. Those are just more obstacles to experiencing God's grace.
God's grace? What do you mean by that?
Well, as long as we humans hang on to our rights, we settle for so little. We think we gain the upper hand, but in reality, we so limit what God seeks to accomplish in our lives.